I mean, there's so many variables to make that happen, bro.
I know you want Bill to run again, and you love Bill Clinton, and you love Hillary and all that. I get it,
Only
but
because you
if
told
you,
me how good his semen tastes, bro. Like, Jesus Christ, you're the catalyst here.
it's a really
If you
weird thing
hadn't
to
had that
say.
conversation with me, I wouldn't want him to be president again. That's what it is.
Show us the blue dress.
If the government laid siege to your community, would you surrender or die fighting?
Okay, y'all, fuck it, we're going in. The government said everyone in this compound behind me are psychos and a huge danger to society.
So what's the plan?
First off, why the hell would I tell you? Second, there is no plan except to drive a tank straight through the front and launch flammable explosives.
That seems a bit excessive and could start a fire.
Holy shit, guys, check this out. We should totally bring these. Subscribe to see what happens next.
I am the highest version of myself. I'm the highest version of myself. I know I am that I am.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Godspeed Podcast. What's going on, everybody?
Oh,
What's up?
just
What's
drink
up?
some water. Hey, I want everybody to know I'm on a 40-day water fast. Today is day 0. We'll see how far I get. I
All
got
right,
inspired. Thank you, Joe.
nice. I'm on day 31.
Insane.
31 days.
I thought I'd be dead after 7. That's what I was told when I was a kid.
That is what
Yeah.
I wonder why they're lying about that. Maybe so we keep taking their fucking drugs and giving them our money and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy though. 31 days, no food.
I did 40.
How hungry
Already.
are you?
Huh?
How hungry are you?
Not.
You're not hungry.
My digestive system hasn't worked in 31 days.
Well, no, you've been drinking water, right? So you're putting things into your body. You're digesting
Yeah, the
water.
muscles are moving it.
Yeah, but I'm not hungry. I don't think I've been hungry. I think the main thing that's been happening is more of a I want the taste of
Sexual.
I want the taste of watermelon. The fuck? I want the taste of watermelon. You know what I mean? It's not that
It's flavor.
yeah. Yeah.
It's the stimulation. Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
I see fucking
Absolutely.
people cutting up seeded watermelons on Instagram. I'm like, holy fuck, I want that. You know what I mean? But it's not really. I wouldn't say it's a hunger. I don't have hunger pains.
Yeah.
My stomach isn't growling. You know. So
You just want to
Right.
taste something in your mouth, is what you're saying. You want something in your mouth to taste.
Yeah, so
I get
so
it.
leave it to
so
you
what-
to make it gay.
I get it, Joe. You don't have to say it. We understand what you're putting down
Oh,
there.
I know you get it.
We
I don't
know
care.
Love
I don't
putting
care.
something-
we
I
know
like
what you're
it,
getting at.
dude.
You want to taste something in your mouth, boy.
I think it's cute that you're gay.
I'm no fucking Fagola. Do I look brainwashed to you?
Holy shit.
And if people get offended by me saying gay people are brainwashed, I think most
Oh my
people
God.
on this plane are brainwashed.
I forgot.
I think you both of you are brainwashed to an extent.
Yeah, help.
People can call me crazy, but people that think I'm crazy, I just know they're brainwashed. So
At least you're
guys,
self-aware. That's everything.
I want to show this. This is going up sooner or later here. You guys see that?
who's that fag?
That's me and Tom
Tom
Hey,
Segura.
fag boy. You
Tom Segura.
notice how he shows that as soon as we were talking about gay people? He
That's
just
good.
shows Tom Segura and himself.
Did he call you poor?
No, but he should have.
You should have leaned into that.
Well, I had him, dude. I only had a $20. Like I said, here, sign this 20 for me. So
This 20 was signed. I didn't even notice. I thought that was the $20 you offered him to blow you.
I thought
Yeah,
I thought he started a business giving blowjobs, and that was the first 20 he made.
he turned
Sorry,
it
I'm just
down because it wasn't enough. But I forgot I could wear hats on this podcast.
Hell yeah. That's bomb. Have you ever worn that on a podcast?
Yeah.
Did I? Yeah.
Once the 4th of
Okay.
July episode.
Damn, you have a good memory. All that would make sense though.
All right, so today we're talking about Waco. Do you guys know about Waco at all? Like, what's the mainstream story? Any of that?
Yeah, there's like a
Perfect
cult of
Did you
it.
watch
Saturday!
that? Did you watch that horrible
Oh my!
Netflix show? Oh, there you go, cowboy hat, perfect.
Texas, baby.
Yeah,
I did not watch that show, no, but I think the basic idea was there was a militia that was armed in a compound and they were apparently extremists and they were holding people there against their will. So the FBI stepped in and burned them all down.
It's
yeah.
like,
And
hey,
they
freedom.
they got fired upon. They returned fire. Somehow something got caught on fire and it burned, and a lot of people died. A lot of people died.
The mainstream narrative is that they killed themselves.
Oh, okay.
They started the fire and killed themselves.
Yeah.
So, is that what you heard too,
How come
D?
they couldn't get out?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think that's what it was.
All right.
Did watch a documentary on it, not maybe a year or two ago. It was kind of weird. I don't remember it exactly, but
Yeah, because the
yeah.
stories don't make any fucking sense.
For weeks before the first day's raid, the shootout with BATF had some undercover agents in a house across from the Davidian house. Since we're in the countryside, we're talking a couple hundred yards away, but facing the Davidians' house, and they were supposed to be observing. And supposedly, nobody could arrest David Koresh, the leader, peacefully because supposedly he was a paranoid recluse who never left the Davidian building. Well, one of the documents I had to cough up told what the agents in the undercover house had done a week before the big bloody shootout. They weren't shooting with David Koresh. I'm not kidding. This is an ATF's own document. They went over there, knocked on the door, and this man who supposedly could never be lured out of the building said that they wanted to go shooting with their AR-15s in the open land behind the Davidian place. And David Koresh said, hey, I've got a bunch of ammo for those. Can I come with you? And they said, well, yeah. And so they went out there. They had all the guns. Koresh was carrying the ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was the man they supposedly could never get out of the building so they could peacefully arrest him. They're out there snapping caps with him. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But here's the ATF's own official report on that day.
Yeah, that's kind of the accounts I heard also. I mean, I heard that he would sort of jog outside the compound and go out and walk and exercise. And I'm thinking, man, he couldn't have just pulled up in a police car, probably said, hey, could you come talk to us for a minute? I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's what the sheriff said. He said if they told him, he would have just called. Well, yeah, he and Koresh talked all the time. They would have just called him up and said, hey, they got a warrant for you. Come and turn yourself in.
well, what was the issue with the firearms? Because I mean, that was sort of the original grudge that ATF had on this thing, that he was selling or changing firearms to be fully auto and all this and that. And from what I'd researched on this, it seemed to be kind of hogwash. It seemed like he had a legitimate business, if you, for lack of a better term, he was selling legal and lawful firearms at gun shows and so forth. So,
Well,
kind of like anybody that has a business, you're going to have a lot. If you're selling socks, you know, you're going to have a lot of socks.
To get the warrant, ATF claimed that they had fully automatic weapons. Well, the grounds for the warrant stunk. I mean, the evidence consisted of some guy nearby said he heard the sound of fully automatic fire coming from their vicinity. Oh, okay. Who was it? Was it somebody they let come on their land? Was it a neighbor? Did the guy who was firing have a federal permit to own it? That's not probable cause to, bash in the door and search your place. You need more than that.
Yeah, that's hearsay at best.
Yeah. And
that seems to parallel a lot of what we got going on now with the red flag gun laws, where anybody can just say, hey, I heard David's got an operational tank in his backyard shooting off rockets or something.
Yeah.
No proof, no video, no nothing, but they're going to come storm your door down just like they did then.
I think there were shots going both ways, but I think the ones from the helicopter came first. Only then to spread on the front. Out in front, David Koresh is running out of the building, waving his hands, saying there are women and children here. He's trying to defuse the situation. And then all of a sudden, at the back of the building, you get bang, 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 bang. And he realizes everybody's going to empty their magazine now. And he starts to run back for the cover. And at that point, he's hit. And then after he gets through the door, he's hit again. The thing is, he was trying to stop a fight, not cause one.
Thankfully, I guess for those agents, they agreed to a truce so they could retreat and not get fired upon. Because if the Branch Davidians really wanted to snuff out the situation, they say, oh, well, you guys got no ammo, we're just going to gun you down.
Oh, sure. The 911 tapes were fascinating because they are mostly Wayne Martin, who was the Davidians' attorney, actually practiced law out there.
Mm-hmm.
He's immediately on the line to 911 and shouting, as I recall, something about there are 75 people around their building and they're shooting at us out at Mount Carmel. Make them stop. And so all that chaos goes on, but literally from the first moments of the shootout, the Davidians are asking for a ceasefire. And eventually it does take place, but the 911 center doesn't have any contact information for the ATF agents. So in the end, they radio a university squad car, and the university policeman drives up to ATF raid headquarters, and that's the only way they can establish the link to the Davidians who are asking for a ceasefire.
That just seems insane that there's so much communication breakdown that the folks on 911's end should have been able just to call up ATF and say, hey guys, women and children inside, they want a ceasefire. Let's just peacefully de-escalate. We'll get everybody to walk out and call it a day, you know?
Yeah. But there was no link. They had to contact this local policeman to do it.
Yeah, so David Koresh wasn't recluse. He was literally out there jogging. He went shooting with the fucking ATF a week before it happened. Their fucking lawyers on the phone telling them that they want a ceasefire. They're shooting at us, telling them to stop. He runs out of the building waving his hands for them to stop, and they fucking end up shooting him before he gets back in the building. Like, shit's crazy, dude. It was all fucking set up. What do you guys think?
What was their goal? Like there was just basic surveillance because they had weapons in the compound, and it was just,
Yeah, I think they wanted to do a gun grab. I think it's the same thing they do with all the shootings they do now. It's a way to tell everybody these people are terrorists. They have all these fucking guns. It's a militia. They're crazy. All these kids are being abused and shit.
Yeah.
It's basically, they were basically saying it was a cult, and everybody was being basically fucking held captive there when it's obviously not the case.
You can't feed me jelly and tell me it's maple syrup.
That hat's doing something to you, bud. All right, should we keep going? That's all we got here. No other nothing else from you guys?
Yeah. Are the guys that were involved, like the guys that were undercover, were they named or are they still anonymous?
The guys undercover
from the ATF agency.
Oh, they're all named. Even the ATF agents,
they're all alive and like still.
Not all of them.
Some got killed in the firefight.
Sure. Yep.
Sure.
Oh,
turn it in.
We're going into them. We're going into the 4 ATF agents that actually died. We'll talk about them soon.
At this front corner, a combat engineering vehicle has just made its last injection of CS. That small black dot is the nozzle tip, ice cold from the carbon dioxide propellant used to force the methylene chloride CS mixture into the building. Less than a minute later, the first of 3 separate fires that started in 3 separate locations within a 3-minute period began here on the 2nd floor, while the fresh mixture is at its most volatile as a fine mist.
Once ignited, both the CS and the methylene chloride will become involved with the fire and add to the fire. Those sources will tend to produce a fireball or a flash fire.
2 Branch Davidian survivors say they saw fireballs. Shortly after fresh CS was injected at this corner, the FLIR shows a second tank that's pulling away. As the corner comes into view, a fire is burning there. David Thibodeau said he was here and saw a fireball that ran the front length of Mount Carmel, possibly igniting another fire here in the kitchen dining room area, right next to the concrete room where the women and children had been gassed earlier. About a minute after the front fireball Thibodeau saw, another armored vehicle drives up to the rear of the crushed gymnasium and also pulls away. A few seconds later, survivor Derek Lovelock says a fireball raced from the rear of Mount Carmel to the front, igniting everything in its path. It's believed the fireball Derek Lovelock said he saw started here with this flash.
At this point, the back of the gym was thoroughly destroyed, and it greatly disturbed me. At that point, I'd lost all hope. At 12 o'clock, someone yelled from the upstairs that there was a fire. The front, I could not get to the front because of what the tanks had come in, the stairwell that was closest to the front, so I went to the stairwell in the back. Because I'm thinking the kids, I'm thinking Serenity C. Jones, I was thinking of Isaiah and Joseph, some of these kids that I've come to know and love. I get up there, and there was a catwalk that was leading over the rafters of the church area. I walked to the front, I got to a blanket, I opened the blanket up, and a wall of flame shoots down the hallway in front of my face down to the other end of the building. It was the loudest sound I've ever heard in my life. I'm a drummer. And it was incredibly loud. I could not hear anything else other than this flame.
Well, do you know personally how the fire started?
No.
The place is beginning to fill up with black smoke, and me and Scott were stood there by the stairs, and there was this kind of ball of fire with the tremendous heat, which caused us to jump back out of the way. And it came from across. It came as if it came from the gym area across this way, but like it'd come from the gym, but across that way, across our path.
What do you guys think?
Good. How many people were in there?
There's 76 adults and like 16 kids, something like that.
It's a fuckload of people in that building. Damn.
Yeah. D, you kept giving me skeptical face.
Well, no, I couldn't understand the last person with whatever the fuck they were saying, but just the way they were describing how the fire broke out, just
Well, so they injected gas into the buildings, and then every time an armored truck would go up to the building and then leave, they'd see a fucking fireball go through the fucking building. Like they shot something, probably mixed with the fucking gas, to cause the fucking fire to. You know what I mean?
how do you inject gas into a building though? Like
with their tanks, dude. The tanks literally went up and fucking started crushing the building. They were taking fucking tanks and crushing the building.
Like a water gun.
Yeah.
Like shot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're planning on doing this for a while then. Like that was their end game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The whole end game was is a false flag. It's a real false flag where real people died. So, but here's another thing that could have. There's a lot of evidence that this is actually what started the fire. Also.
Hold on, before that, really quick, the guy that was just talking at the end there, the survivor, was he was corroborating the story of the fireball coming down the hallway, saying like that? Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he was saying he didn't know how the fire started, and the mainstream is that they started the fire to kill themselves, which wouldn't make any fucking sense. So
yeah, no. Who'd want to die that way?
They're like super Christian, devout Christians. Christians believe you don't get into heaven if you kill yourself. So why is a whole group of Christians killing themselves? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
What's live and what's tape anymore, but it looks like this is yet another FBI does not like the word assault. Foray might be a bit too gentle, but they're knocking into that building and destroying that section of it, so you're seeing it. And there's a lot of things that we can't see from this vantage point, but I can tell you from down the road, we can see the smoke from here coming out of that compound. As long as there is the potential of some harm coming to any FBI agent or firefighter or law enforcement, I don't think you'll see anybody go near that building. At least one person has been spotted outside on the roof of the compound, at least as of about a minute ago. He just jumped off, and looks like he's running out. I got a picture of him.
Yeah, there's a bomb, obviously, and then somebody's on the roof, and then they jump off and start running before the fucking bombs go off. Who placed the bombs on the roof?
Damn, what the fuck?
Was it...
Why were tanks needed in that situation? Where the fuck were they gonna go?
Exactly.
Yo.
Anyway.
It screams of something more than what it is. They've had other situations like this where like groups have taken up fucking like God damn it, I'm gonna butcher this, but there was a family up in like Washington that were protecting their land and didn't want to come off their land and yada yada with guns. They didn't roll tanks up, man. It screams of something bigger. And honestly, I think it might be bigger than just a gun grab. I think there's something else going on there where they wanted to completely destroy any shred of evidence and or what was actually happening because they don't want it to get out to the public. But that's just me.
I agree.
I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is, but why completely destroy everything?
Yeah.
Other than you don't want people to see what's really happening here.
Well, that's the thing is maybe it started off as a gun grab and it went bad. So they're like, all right, scorch earth it. But it's a remote area, right? Where it happened.
Yeah.
That's a remote.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised they got cameras there. So how long did the siege last?
This was this was going on for weeks or at least a week. Right?
Weeks.
Yeah, a week.
Damn, that's fucking crazy. I didn't know it was that long of a timeline.
They
oh wait, do you guys remember? Like I remember it happening when I was a child.
I was
Like I
like 8.
remember like it
I was
being
4.
yeah. I'm old. That's fine.
Yeah, that much older.
But I do remember it. Like I remember people talking about it and it like being a big deal. So
Yeah.
The biggest thing I remember when I was a kid was the first thing I remember, major thing was Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bombing. That I remember being
I
like
do
the
remember
first
that,
big
yeah.
tragedy that I was like, oh shit, like that's pretty fucked up.
We got to do an episode on that because that shit was.
I was gonna say, yeah.
MK Ultra.
Yeah. Berkowitz too, right? David Berkowitz, wasn't he an MK Ultra person?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
all of them were. Dark Knight Rises killer, fucking all of them.
It's fucked up.
Alrighty. Now we're gonna go into a bunch of politicians and shit.
Oh, great.
That was contaminated by fuel from large tanks spilled by the government tank operations. The thing that really concerns me is why the building was so totally destroyed afterwards, after the fire was out. There was no firefighting whatsoever attempted, and then the crime scene, and it was a crime scene, was totally, absolutely destroyed. And I've seen this happen before.
Did you see the FBI changing the crime scene in any way, moving things around, things that were not normal according to your procedures established?
Yes, sir. As I'd said earlier and didn't get to finish the answer, they were moving the vehicles, which destroyed valuable trajectory evidence. In the end, it turned out it didn't matter because the
But it didn't seem to be standard operating procedure. You don't consider that standard operating procedure, do you?
Certainly not in any crime scene I've ever been on. No.
I'm getting sick and tired of all the attacks on the ATF and the FBI. Sure, you guys may have fouled up and done a few things wrong, but you acted in good faith. You were trying to enforce the law. And we should give you the benefit of the doubt because of the person, David Koresh, you had to deal with.
Let me be clear. This investigation has not uncovered any evidence of political corruption or influences. We have not found any of that. There was no conspiracy to kill Branch Davidians.
The record of the Waco incident documents mistakes. What the record from Waco does not evidence, however, is any improper motive or intent on the part of law enforcement. David Koresh and the Davidians set fire to themselves and committed suicide. The government did not do that.
Do you guys believe Joe Biden?
Never had.
Never have.
Who?
Joe Biden.
Who's that?
The guy that beat
That was
Medicare.
actually Joe Biden.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm confused.
I don't know this person you speak of.
You know,
Brandon?
Brandon?
Oh, Brandon! Yeah, let's go.
They set the fire and killed themselves.
Yeah,
That's what
okay.
Joe Biden says.
All right.
It must be true.
If
Government had nothing to do with it, no corruption, nothing.
if Brandon said it, yeah,
Yeah.
you goddamn right.
All right, we'll keep going.
What was his capacity? What was Joe Biden doing at that time?
Senator.
Of
Whatever
not Texas,
fucking
right?
gay state he, no. Oh, God.
Okay. I was gonna say I cannot imagine.
What was he
that.
senator of?
Pennsylvania?
Who fucking cares?
Let's see that.
I mean, I can
Sorry.
go back and check if you want. But you're-
Yeah,
No, it's
check it. No, check it right now. I want to know.
I'll play the video and then I'll tell you on the other end.
That assertion to me that the media and that the government has made a kind of blanket declaration that the Branch Davidians committed, quote, mass suicide, to equate it to a Jonestown, Guyana suicide, is the most irresponsible statement that can be attributed to anything having to do with the Waco incident.
I kept saying all that day, I said, well, they're saying immediately that Davidians started it. I was very suspicious of that. And I kept saying, well, we don't know yet who started the fire. What we do know is the FBI delivered to David Koresh the Armageddon that he thought would someday come, but it didn't need to be April 19th, 1993.
As soon as they knew everybody was dead inside, and the ATF had a chance to get close to it, they ran the ATF flag up on that flagpole after the Branch Davidian Star David flag had fluttered to the ground. They ran that ATF flag up on that flagpole as a symbol of a military conquest. If they didn't view that as a military victory, they wouldn't have run that flag up there because the whole world saw this as a symbol that the battle was over between the ATF and the Branch Davidians and that they had conquered them militarily. That's a sad state of affairs in the United States federal law enforcement.
The attorneys say that they were going to come out after they finished the manuscript. So why didn't you wait?
Question is, why did we not wait? We had information from several sources. Some of it I cannot reveal today. Some I will. Eventually it will come out, but I can say we have other sources that I can talk about that said that David Koresh said he played the game. He lied continually to the attorneys. He never intended to come out. It was all a game. Thank you.
There appears to be what looks like a studied effort to distance President Clinton from this action. The suggestion that you are accountable, that this is a department operation. Is that an intentional effort on your part or on the part of the White House spin doctors to make this look like your problem and not Mr. Clinton's?
I made the decision. I'm accountable. The buck stops with me, and nobody ever accused me of running from a decision that I made based on the best information that I had. I don't do spin stuff, and I'm not distancing anybody from anything. I'm telling you exactly what happened.
Surprise would be a mild word to say that anyone that would suggest that the Attorney General should resign because some religious fanatics murdered themselves. And I regret what happened. But it is not possible in this life to control the behavior of others in every circumstance. These people killed 4 federal officials in the line of duty. They were heavily armed. They fired on federal officials yesterday repeatedly, and they were never fired back on. We did everything we could to avoid the loss of life. They made the decision to immolate themselves, and I regret it terribly, and I feel awful about the children. But in the end, the last comment I had from Janet Reno is when I talked to her on Sunday, I said, now, I want you to tell me once more why you believe, not why they believe, why you believe we should move now rather than wait some more. And she said it's because of the children. They have evidence that those children are still being abused and that they're in increasingly unsafe conditions and that they don't think it will get any easier with time, with the passage of time. I have to take their word for that.
So that's Bill Clinton, been to the island 27 times. Yeah, they did it for the kids. And they never fired back. They were fired upon. They never fired back. So that was good.
That guy ran off stage. That first dude in the interview, and he goes, he fucking got flustered and walked the fuck out quick.
Yeah.
What was his last line? He goes, "We did not. Oh, they were not going to come out there playing games." And then he's like, "Oh shit, that was kind of harsh," and just booked stage left. Wow, what an
After a
asshole.
whole bunch of children are dead.
Yeah. They said they were going to come out after the manuscript. That's so fucked up. Wow.
Joe Biden, Senator of Delaware.
Makes sense. I drove down Joe Biden Highway and I threw trash out the window. No, I didn't.
You should have.
You did.
You should have.
Anyway. So what is another reason for this whole thing to happen?
Oh. It's a flex of power because they, like you said, they hung up that ATF flag at half staff, which is like very much like, wow, all right, you're gonna advertise that shit.
Yeah.
It could have just been like it's a remote area. It could have just been like, we have all this shit. We know these people have this stuff. Let's just make this like a drill, but like a real life thing. Like you said, a false flag. Let's just do it. And then because of that, were there any gun laws changed as a result of the whole thing?
Ooh, I have not checked that, but I'm sure they did.
Okay. I'm sure that was probably, everyone has their reasons, but yeah. Do you have any theories, or Dan?
What do you think, Dave?
I think it's a huge cover up for something. I stated that earlier. That's my position. I don't think it's I think you're right. They want to show force. They don't want people to create their own little communities in this country. They want us all fitting in, or what is it? Just
integrated into the system.
And being a part of their society. They don't want us creating our own. But if they figure if they broadcast this happening like this, it'll stop it from happening again in the future. So
yes,
yeah, I agree with that. All right, so this is the last clip I got. But it should shed some light on why. I think a huge reason why this happened.
3 of the 4 agents on the roof breaking into the window. After these agents get through the window and into the room, you will briefly see the 4th agent on the roof. The film picks up with the 4th agent tossing something into the room. It makes no sense for him to be throwing anything at all into a room where the 3 ATF agents have just gone, unless he intends to injure his own men. He also fires a machine gun into the room twice without looking. Regardless of who is shooting from inside that room, this agent just threw what appears to have been a grenade and fired a machine gun twice into the room where his 3 fellow ATF agents have just gone. All 3 of the agents who were sent into the window were killed. All 3 were Bill Clinton's bodyguards during his presidential campaign.
Now, am I accusing the Clintons of setting up this whole raid just to kill 4 ATF agents who knew too much when they were Clinton's bodyguards? No. I don't want to end up on that list. It's not like Bill Clinton was going through any scandals while these 4 men who died were his bodyguards in the 1992 presidential campaign and prior to that as Arkansas governor. It's also absurd to think that the Clintons would be involved in murdering somebody just for being able to expose potential political scandals. The Clintons are in politics for one reason and one reason only, and that's to help the American people. It has nothing to do with money or power or eliminating those who potentially could destroy that money and power.
All right, that's all I got, guys.
Get that devil off my screen.
Yeah, scary as fuck.
Right. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not saying that wasn't the reason, but I think there's easier ways to kill 4 people.
Just saying. But why not throw them as part of it and just kill them?
I think there's these, like, I mean, we've done the Clinton body count.
They're the only agents that died.
They don't. I'm just saying we don't need to kill a whole house of a community full of people, but maybe it was a bonus. But there's easier ways for Clintons to eliminate people from this.
But then there's also a million reasons to do this. So why not throw them all together? Kill.
I'm saying I don't think it was the main objective. I'm saying if it was like by happenstance, why not? There's a little bonus perk for you, but not the main reason.
I think it was definitely one of them.
You think that was one of the? All right, let's.
I think that was definitely one of the main people. I think if you're worried that 4 people are gonna fucking rat you out on something, and you need them fucking taken care of right away, I absolutely think that's probably one of the biggest reasons. He was the president. That's huge, dude. It's not just 4 regular people that he used to be bodyguard. They know all kinds of shit about him. Bodyguards don't leave the room.
I get it, but dude, that was one. You have to. I mean, there's so many variables to make that happen, bro.
I know you want Bill to run again, and you love Bill Clinton, and you love Hillary, and all that. I get it.
Only because you told me how good his semen tastes, bro. Like, Jesus Christ, you're the catalyst here.
It's a really weird.
If you hadn't had that conversation with me, I wouldn't want him to be president again. That's what it is.
So is the blue dress. The cum stain on it.
Joe got the OG blue dress.
Cum stain on the thigh.
You guys made this episode really gay.
Really?
You're a rascal, man.
And the last one you made gay too. You guys are just gay. All right, that's all I got. So do you believe the mainstream narrative, or do you think they fucking just destroyed an entire community for no fucking reason?
I think it's so obvious that they fucked it up that there's like open documentaries with like officials going like, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't approve this. Like, it's very much like, yeah, it's one of those things yet again of like the Gulf of Tonkin and Vietnam. It's like, man, what are you going to do? Like, literally, like, what are you going to do? It's like, all right, chill, nothing. I'm going to go to work tomorrow and pay my taxes. It's like, that's right, bitch. That's what the government, that's just what it is. Do something. And think so. That's the fucking government.
What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, I'm sticking to my original OG thought, man. I think it's a bigger cover up there. There's something bigger.
Yo,
But
did you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
but also like everything, show of force, preemptively stop this from happening again. All the things like yeah.
The guy that was leading that show, did you see he recruited people from like, there's like in the Caribbean, there's like a UK settlement there. There's a bunch of like people from England that live there. He was recruiting people from there, and like a lot of people that died in the siege were like like English citizens. So I don't know if like they knew something enough. That's just a weird factor in it that never really gets talked about.
Didn't even know that.
So that's my thing is maybe like if they're in the Commonwealth in the Caribbean, they probably have some fucking money. So it's like I wonder why he would be like, hey, like this is my proposition or this is my pitch to you. This is what we're trying to do. Do you want to be involved or? But it's weird as fuck that like I know in some capacity the British government got involved in the whole thing in some capacity. But yeah, there's way more going on to that shit than just like they wanted to kill themselves, so they set themselves on fire. Happens all the time.
If you're gonna kill yourself, who the fuck sets themselves on fire?
Who burns? Yeah, and they have all those guns to shoot yourself. Like, dude, that's insane. Insane. That's the official. I cannot believe that their official word is like they wanted to die, so they just burnt. So they lit the fires. Like, oh my god, that's so like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Against all reason. Reason.
And that's what entertainment is about. That fucking Waco show was so popular. I didn't see it, but I'm sure it was a fucking whitewash of the whole fucking story.
1 trillion%. Absolutely.
That's what entertainment does. They give you these based on a true story, and then everybody buys the fucking. They think everything that happens in the TV show or the movie is what really happened, and then you're fucking crazy for going against it, which makes no fucking sense. But alrighty. That's all I got. Thank you guys for joining me.
Yeah.
So what do you got for us next week, Bill?
Soft disclosure in Hollywood films and TV, where they present scenarios or like sci-fi concepts, and it's like, oh, it's a cool idea. It's like, yeah, because that's what's kind of happening. So we just want to put the idea out there. What's that?
They have to tell us.
Yeah, because that's why the Army has their toe dipped into like so many film productions. It's not even fucking funny. We're like, well, if they want to use some of our weapons or uniforms, or it's like, okay, but we get to kind of change the narrative on it to make us look kind of good, But yeah, man.
Cool.
That's gonna be fun.
Dope. All right, guys. Well,
thanks, Joe.
Godspeed.
Godspeed.
You've reached the offices of the Godspeed podcast. We are currently closed. Please leave your information and someone will return your call within 24 business days. Thank you.
Hey, I drove by Waco and wasn't impressed. They're living in the shadow of David Koresh. Hit a true love to score a halfer. Took it to a museum of Dr. Pepper.